feels that Devin White is back?
Where you been?
What does that make you feel? And I guess you feel the same way.
I feel comfortable, feel healthy, I feel thankful, and I feel hungry. You know what I'm saying? Back, still got to prove it to the world on each and every Sunday, Monday, whatever, Thursday night, and I got to prove it to my team every day I step in the building. It's just a mindset. But I think Coach P just see me having a lot of fun with the game again. No pressure on me, just going out there and do what I've been doing my whole life. Just having fun. So me having fun on the field with my guys is me being back, then I'm glad to be back.
Devin,
some injuries that you were dealing with, obviously. What kind of a mental strain is that at times, especially when maybe the outside world doesn't really know what you're dealing with?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hard. I've been a guy my whole entire football career. I've never been hurt. And so when you get hurt and you want to play through those injuries to help your team, you also can hurt yourself by doing it. And I think that's what I did, and I think it was selfish of myself to put myself out there, and selfish to my team to put myself out there, not just being 100. Because at the end of the day, they need the Devin White that can just be lights out for 4 quarters out there on the field. And I didn't do that, so I think it was pretty selfish of me. And it was something that I had to grow from. I hate that it happened. I think about it all the time. I don't dwell on it, but I always just try to, see if I'm ever put in those situations, what would I do different? And, me, I would help the team, and me helping the team is being healthy, so if something ever happened, I want to get my body right so I can be all out when I'm on that field for my team.
Devin, you had an interception today in practice where it was pretty deep down the field. Do you feel like that highlights, even through the injuries, you still have really great speed at the position, sideline to sideline, can cover deep down the field?
Yeah, I think that's what my game is, just being able to run to the ball, see the ball, and have good ball skills, just being an athletic linebacker. When I came out, that's who I wanted to be known for, run, hit, tackle, make plays, get sacks, get turnovers. And I've been showing it all camp, I've been showing it all camp, so I just want to stay consistent with that. First day of pass yesterday, had a great day. They asked me, could I do it 2 days in a row? I said, I'm going to do it every day I get on the field. That's just the standard that I set for myself. That's the standard I want to set for the defense, and that's what I want the team to see when I'm even competing against the other side. They want to say, 45, you bring it every time you step on the field. So whether I'm making plays or somebody else making plays, I'm going to bring the juice, and I'm going to have my teammates back, and hopefully they have mine, which I know they will because they've been showing it all camp.
Devin, when you first came out in the draft, you were very emotional. You loved the game. It was fun. Watching film of you last year, just seemed like it was work.
Yeah.
That smile is back. How much of it is health? How much is it just maybe a refound love of the game? What is that? Because it certainly you look like the old Devin.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of winding down in Tampa. Just started getting to the business side. Just wanted to be taken care of. Wanted some security. And didn't get that, but pushed through it. And that's when the injury came. And also, man, I was going through a lot mentally. I had a lot going on. A lot of people don't know. Growing up, my father was incarcerated for a long time, and then he got out. And he was, very supportive. And we had our little run-ins where, we kind of pulled away from each other a little bit. And then we got back cool with one another. And then, unfortunately, my father passed, so it kind of put me just in a bad spot, a bad spot in life mentally. Just didn't care no more, because I finally found that love. If it's a lot of men in this room growing up, you want to be like your dad, that's your role model. And I didn't have that, I had to look at my mom. She was my Superman, even though she was a woman, and my mentor, Coach Houston, he the one got me to play football. And them the two that I looked up to because I just didn't have them. And to get something that you never had and then to get it taken right back from you, it just make you not care about nothing. So, I battled that, alone. Levante knew what I was going through. He lost his dad. And it was hard, man. It was hard on me, just because I didn't have it. Like, it probably was easy on him because he always had his dad, and he helped me get through it and didn't really care about football at the time when that was going on. My injury was going on. Just a lot was going through my head, and I was out of it, and my mama told me, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You done overcame a lot, just where we come from, going D1, graduating, making money, taking care of my whole family, taking care of myself, just doing everything I wanted in life, was able to win the Super Bowl. And she was like, you can give up, and when she said that just lit a fire in me, like, give up, like, that ain't me, that never been me. And I don't want to feel sorry for myself, I just want to go out there and I want to just get back to having fun. And, you know, I just pray a lot, man. I get into my word a lot, and things just, you know, that was my time to get closer to God. You know, for whatever reasons that it had to happen like that, it did. I'm thankful, and you know, I'm vulnerable. You know, and I reach out to people. I talk to a lot of people. I went to counseling and everything, and I'm just happy to be back here. I'm back smiling, and you know, I know I got a greater purpose in life.
You talk about kind of like your mental state, but also your family in that regard. Y'all have a cousin on this team with Kenyon Richardson.
Yeah.
You know, how cool is it for him to, you know, be on this team? You play football with him, but how good is it for you to also have that family that close to you here in a good spot?
Yeah, well, being so far away, that was pretty big for me. You know, like we blood cousins. Like my dad and his mom are sisters and brothers. Like that, so we like first cousins. I ride to work with them every morning. You know, we talk. You know, because I haven't shipped no cars out here yet. I just been locked in on ball. You know, we ride to work, we leave from work, and we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner together every day. And I just try to stay on to him, you know, because, you know, he battling right now for a position. I know what it's like to be on the field and, you know, to stay hungry. And I just let him know what my standard is for him, and hopefully he hold his standard for himself, because, you know, just playing on the team with him not enough. Like, I want to be on the field dominating with him, celebrating with him when he make a play, when I make a play. That's like a surreal feeling, man. My grandfather, he hit me up all the time, like, I know y'all gonna do big things for the Raiders. Y'all gonna, you know, help them get back to where they need to be. And that just show you like how many people that we got just depending on us, man. Just, you know, making the family proud. So, you know, very proud of D-Cam, man. He's been a good player all his life, great player all his life, and we're just gonna continue to grow, and hopefully, you know, we can do it together right here.
He's really put himself on the radar here. Had a strong camp.
Yeah, dog. Yeah,
How
dog.
pleased are you about that?
I'm very pleased with him. It's in the blood, but I'm not gonna let him take no shortcuts. You know, I'm on him all the time. You know, he caught a pick the other day in practice, but he got like a good catch caught on him by tight end Brock, and I was like, nah, that pick don't count. You know, and he was like, nah. So it's just, you know, just hold him to that high standard. Like, man, we can't go 1 for 1. We gotta go 1 for none every time. It's about us out there winning, making the plays, and, you know, stopping them from making plays. And that's our standard. That's our mindset. You know, just not just being family, but being teammates. You know, I'm gonna hold you to that regard. You know, and I know I can push him a little harder because he is family. And at the end of the day, he knows that it's real love, like real love.
Did you Jamal Adams since he's joined your guys' group as a linebacker?
He a dog. He gonna make the room uncomfortable. You know, a guy that is just, you know, I talk to him every day, play with him at LSU. He just said he's just thankful for the opportunity. When you got a guy that come in with a mindset like that, that's willing to do anything, you know, he let a coach change his position, and he probably been playing safety for, man, if I'm 27, he probably 29, so a long time, you know, and that's just to show you that he bought in. And that's the thing, that everybody has to be here, because we're not good enough to have different opinions, different mindsets. Everybody just got to be bought in as one and let the dominoes fall how they gonna fall. But I'm thankful he in the room, because I know what type of player he is, and you know, he playing my position. He behind me, and I know I ain't trying to lose my position to nobody. So I know that's pushing me to work even harder. But man, when you got an uncomfortable room, hey, the dog is gonna rise to the top every time.
Were you always this close and pushing your cousin this hard, or is it just kind of another level now that you guys are together?
I think it's another level, man. You know, just kind of growing up, you don't want to put something on somebody that you don't know if they really want, you know. But the minute when he started getting recruited and stuff, I tried to get him to LSU so bad. Like, I remember those days, but, you know, he went to Bossier, which was in the city. I stayed in the country and played football. You know, we were a couple years apart, so I didn't never get to run him over or hit him in high school. But I always been on him, you know. Just my grandfather always said, like, you know, it's in our blood. Like, he a dog, you a dog, and stuff like that. So I just tried to set the standard for him. But just growing up, like, hey, my big cousin did doing it. Why can't I do it? And now that we both in the league together, I know it's about what you can do right now today. So I'm just making sure that he take advantage of every opportunity he given. You know, when he with the first team, when he with the second team, and he a dog on special team, and just let them know, man, they gotta feel you every day. And that's the same mentality with me. And I told him, I know I might be older, but if you ever see me slacking, call me out. And you know, he did it the other day. He said, I ain't hearing you enough. And I was like, that was because you ain't on the field, because I'm out here balling and talking. I just like that he tried me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna show up every day, and I gotta make sure he show up every day, because like I said, it'll be a great feeling if me and him, like, you know, this both can be our home for a while.
Couple more minutes.
Devin.
Last time we talked to you, you had a lot of praise for Ashton as a route runner, but you said he hadn't gotten you yet.
Yeah, he still ain't got me.
Has he got you?
He still ain't got me. And he doing good in practice though. Like I'm just like, I ain't know, he was little. I didn't respect the conference that he played in, but I already respected him as a player. And And ever since we've been putting these pads on, he's been showing it more and more that, man, he don't complain. He come to me, he asks me, why did I do certain things to help him out? So when he's going against other linebackers, and at the end of the day, I'm here to make him better, and he making me better. While I'm making him better, he probably don't even know it, like, you know, because, man, he got all the God-given ability in the world. He can stop on the dime out the backfield running routes, and he can run in between the tackles, and he know how to stick his foot in the ground and go. He had a big run the other day. And he's so little that you just see him just pop out, and you're like, golly. But, man, I love competing against him. When we did one-on-ones yesterday, I went with him every rep. I didn't want nobody else. Like, I want to be like a mentor to him, big brother to him, whatever he want to call it, and I just want to make him better. And at the end of the day, you know, he good, he gifted, so he going to make me better as well.
Devin, when
I
you-
was just in here talking about how Pete makes the culture lighthearted. There are certain moments, certain things that he does away from the field. How has that culture change helped your mental health?
Man, like I said, just making it fun, make you want to come in the building and just get after it, you know, making it about hard work, but also fun work, you know. And we talk about emotional, you know, being emotional, you know, whether it's celebrating or something. We talk about making sure we're just doing the right thing and on the same page. But P also make work fun. It's a lot of competition, you know. We do a lot of things and people don't even realize, like, hey, we was competing in that drill or whatever, but it was fun. You know, we was shooting basketball or we was playing jigma or whatever, but we all had to work together and we made it fun. And it was about the team, and that just lets you know competition is always at an all-time high when you step in this building.
Last one, guys.
Devin, watching you interact with Max has been interesting because you're both high emotion guys. Would you talk about that relationship? As it just seems like every practice you guys are getting closer.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. When I first got here, you know, when I was getting, I guess you could say, recruited by him, he hit me up immediately, like, whatever you want, like, you can come make it here, like, however you want to finish your career. And that really stuck with me, you know. And I told him, I said, man, push me hard as you can. And he said, I will. And he was like, do the same for me. And I thought it was gonna be hard because two alpha dogs don't never rock together. And you know, me, him, we both alpha dogs, but we've been gelling well, man. And I'm thankful for him. Like, when I tell you it's hard to outwork him, I never been around a guy that it's been hard to outwork, because I work hard, I get in the building early, I do my body maintenance and stuff. You're not gonna beat him. Like, I don't know, this guy he don't sleep, and he told me that he make everybody in his house get up and they gotta have that same mindset, and that did something for me. Cause he was like, if I gotta go out here and lay it all on the line and bring home this, then they gonna do it too. And that's his wife and his daughter. I'm like, golly. So that's just to let you know that he always compete. But man, Max just wanna win. You know, he did a lot of recruiting to get a lot of great guys here, and it's time to do it. You know, it ain't no more talking about it, it's just time to do it. But I'm glad to be on a team with a dog like Max. We both came out together. We 7 years in. You know, I done been to where he trying to go, and I want to stay going to where he trying to go, so we can do it together.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you.